Hello, preschool teachers. Are you finding yourself with no budget to buy new learning materials or limited amount of funds for math manipulatives, for art materials? Never fear, I've got you covered. I'm Nicole Trevillis Fravel, and this is Wildwood Teaching. And today I'm going to talk about how you can use natural materials, things that you can find right outside your door to enhance your preschool curriculum. Now, I'm going to start with a story. This was last year. And if you don't know, my school, my preschool, Wildwood Nature School, is exclusively outdoors. We are outdoors every day, all day long. Um, and last year, I was um, reading a story to a group of children, and one little guy kept coming over and interrupting the story. Nicole, well, I have this stick. And we're like, okay. Hang on one second. I'm reading this story, and no, but I need to show you this stick. And he did this a few times, and I finally said, hang on, I love sticks and I really want to see your stick. And I want to collect more sticks. But after I read this story to the group of children who are waiting to listen to a story. And he was satisfied with that. And so I finished the story. I um, and then said, okay, I'm ready. Should we go look for sticks? Um, and so he and I started to look for some sticks. And then, as often happens in preschool, wherever the teacher is, some children will just naturally follow. So we got, a few more children coming to look for sticks with us. And then, as often happens, some children are just attracted by the energy of other children, and they want to know what's going on. What's everybody doing over there? So they came and they joined us, and we had, most of the class joining us looking for sticks. And as we started looking for the sticks, we started to talk about the sticks with each other. So, oh, this one is long, this one is short. And so I said, okay, well, how about if we just start making some piles, put some long ones over here. And of course, they found some medium ones. So pretty soon, we were all sorting sticks. And when we were done with that, some of the children decided that they wanted to decide which was the longest stick and which was the shortest stick, since we had been talking about the size of the sticks. And, they started to try to figure out how to line up the sticks by size. And some of the children started making patterns with the sticks. Some of the children, they were done with the sticks and they moved on. But it's a simple story that demonstrates how you can just start playing with the children and playing with materials that you're finding outside. And it turns into a math lesson or an art lesson or something else. And so today I am going to focus on the stick, something that hopefully everybody has available, especially as we head into the fall and the winter. Leaves start falling off the trees and we start getting more sticks available to us. So, two caveats as I continue with some specific ideas for stick provocations. One is don't get too hung up on sticks. If you, for some reason, do not have access to sticks in your program, or they aren't something that, for some reason, interests your students, don't use sticks. Use whatever small natural items you have available to you. Most of these activities, you can sub in other materials, feathers, shells, pebbles, and they will work just as well. The other second caveat is I am going to show you these ideas as if they are demarcated by skill, by subject, right? I'm going to show you these are some science ideas. These are some math ideas. These are some motor skill ideas. You'll quickly catch on to the idea that there's a whole lot of overlap in early childhood. You can almost do nothing, right? There is no activity in early childhood that isn't going to help children develop motor skills in some ways. Also, young children are not going to say, oh, hey, I'm doing math right now, or hey, I'm doing science right now. They're going to do. And they're going to challenge themselves in the direction that they need to learn. So just know that there's going to be some overlap, and that where your particular children are going to take a particular idea may be completely different and may have a different emphasis than what I am showing you here. All right. So with those caveats in mind, I am going to move into, and we're going to talk about some STEM science ideas that you can do with sticks. So one of the things that we did last year, that I've done with preschoolers, that I've done with even toddlers, is simple stick rolling. Right? You can use a hill if you have one. You can use a ramp. And the idea is really, what makes a stick roll? When does it roll? When doesn't it roll? Right? What happens if you have a big, heavy stick as opposed to a really skinny, lightweight stick? What if your stick has a curve in it? How does that affect how it rolls? What if your stick has bumps as opposed to being a smooth stick? How does that affect how it's rolling? So you're doing some trial and error. Maybe you're taking this into some data collection and writing it down in some ways. The other thing that you can do with sticks is you can build something with it. Now, we've done where we mimic animal builders. So we might try to use our sticks to fashion a nest. We might try to use our sticks to mimic a beaver dam. And then we're doing all of the problem solving. How do we get the sticks to stick together? How do they do it in the animal world? Is this creating a pond like a beaver dam? Why or why not? Right? So what you're looking for are problem solving skills. If you want to really highlight the problem solving skills, you can give the children a challenge, right? Can we build something out of sticks that floats? How high can we build something out of sticks? Can we get it as tall as we are? And you can introduce this idea of building with or without connectors, right? So if your sticks are small enough, glue. Pipe cleaners work well as connectors. Yarn works well as connectors. I sometimes use these loops. They're I guess I don't really know what they're called. They're embroidery loops. If you make those like weaving mats on plastic looms, that's what these loops are for. And you can see the children even connected the loops to create the ropes that they could use for larger scale building with things that might be branches or logs as opposed to sticks. And that kind of moves us right into motor skills. As you can see, these are two sticks that are tied together with just wrapping the yarn around it. Sometimes that's a challenge for some children, but it can always take one pipe cleaner and wrap it around the stick. It can add more pipe cleaners to it. They can keep it at fine motor. They can turn it into art. They can turn it into math if they're making patterns with their yarn or their pipe cleaners. You can also do some gross motor work with sticks by um, called stick jumping, right? And sometimes we put sticks on the ground and we pretend to be different animals, right? We do frog jumping, which means you're starting really low and going up high. Kangaroo jumping might be trying to go forward. Bunny jumping might be that you have a bunch of sticks in a row and you hop, hop, hop. Maybe you're figuring out a flamingo jump and jumping on, hopping on one foot. We've also done where you can again combine the motor skills with science, which is a river crossing challenge. And you just start with two sticks or branches, and the river is in between them. They don't want to get wet, so they need to jump over the sticks. To keep their feet dry. And so you're challenging that gross motor with different kinds of jumps. But as your sticks get wider, it's going to become impossible to jump across. So, what kind of solutions can we come up with? Right? So, here's your science challenge. Can you put a stick across it that works as a bridge? Can you work together with friends, maybe to make a chain? So, what are some different problem solving skills you can engineer to get across the river? Okay. You can use your um oh, I forgot one thing, right? Of the building that I'm going to show you here is that Play-Doh and clay also work as an adhesive. Um, and so you can use the clay to build up with your sticks. Um, you can also use your sticks as we're moving into literacy to make letters, right? Let's see how I can do this, right? So the letter V, obviously, if you want to make letters with curves, right? A B, a D, you're going to have to combine your stick with whatever other materials you have. Again, let the children be problem solvers. You can also use the stick as a pencil, right? We draw directly into the dirt, right? And it can be mark making, it can be drawing, it can be if they're at the point where they are writing their name in the dirt. Sand works well, shaving cream, anything that you can use to make a mark. As you can see here, if we can make letters with sticks, we can also make shapes, right? So I don't think my screen is going to show it, but clearly I can make a rectangle, right? And I had a child, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, kind of problem solving, right? Because her sticks, she wanted to make a square, but her sticks weren't the same length. And so again, she had to problem solve, and she ended up putting two sticks together for one of the ends. You can also use this idea of sticking the sticks together with clay to make three-dimensional shapes. So I could easily turn this into a cube or a rectangular prism. You can, as I said in the beginning, line up the sticks to be thinking about relative size. Right? Taller, shorter. I also had a child get a very long stick, a very long branch, and decided that she was just kind of walking around the yard holding the stick up to different objects, and she would kind of shake her head, and then she would hold the stick up to another object and shake her head, and move on. And finally she found something that was the exact same size as the stick, and I guess that was her task for that she had set for herself for the day. And she was very happy because she had found that stick. She had found that object that measured the same size as her stick. I've also, I don't know if you noticed, the sticks that I was using to stick together with the Play-Doh. I have just kind of um, created sticks of different sizes, right? And then you can use them for some non-standard measurement practice. Um, so let's move into art. So again, you've already seen that you can pair sticks with Play-Doh or with clay, and just let the children design with them. Um, I had one year where the children kept wanting it to snow, and they kept talking about making snowmen. You know, we can't wait for it to snow. We're going to make snowmen. So I decided I would set up a little Play-Doh provocation, and I had the Play-Doh, and I had a bunch of little sticks, and I had some fabric strips, and I had some little pebbles. And kind of course, my idea was I set this up. They've been talking about snowmen. Now they have arms and buttons and scarves for their snow people. Um, I think one child made a snowman, and that was fine. Everybody else, they used all of the sticks, right? A mound of Play-Doh, all of the sticks they could possibly stick into it, and created hedgehogs. Or they created volcanoes with the fabric strips coming out of it, and they were massively creative. And again, this just highlights you're going to set something up, you're going to have an idea, but the kids are going to take it in the direction that they need to take it in. I also like making natural paintbrushes. So if the children find leaves, flowers, lichen, whatever they find, and you can attach it to your stick, right? And then they have a paintbrush. And again, children can do this. They can attach it with the pipe cleaners, with yarn, to their stick. Um, I also found a lot of fun to let children draw with two markers at the same time, where again, you are going to attach the markers to your stick. Right? Um, right? And then they have, right, a way to uh, draw with two colors at the same time. Also, the children really love using the branches for this, or a really long branch uh, and that they can stand up and draw with the markers on the ground on a large sheet of butcher paper or whatever you have, which is a different motor challenge, right? Because they're going to use their whole arm rather than just their hand muscles. So, hopefully, you have some ideas to get started, ways that you can look at science, math, literacy, motor skills, art, all with just a lowly stick. So, give it a try. Connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram. You can put a comment underneath this video. Let me know what you've tried, how it's worked with the students in your group. And then join me here next week, when I will be talking about how the purpose of preschool is not to prepare children for kindergarten. Mull on that, and I will see you there.